All right. Welcome to the call, everybody. My name is Eric Johnson. I am the creator and CEO of Teamzy. I'm super excited to be here with you guys tonight to show you Teamzy. Okay, I'm going to take you guys through the whole process of doing a power hour tonight. Okay, I'll take you through quickly how to set Teamzy up. We'll jump right in, show you how to do that in case you get stuck on any of that part. Then I'm going to take you into a power hour. I'm going to show you how easy it is to connect with people. Right? In the example I'm going to show you tonight, I'll show you how to start conversations with 20 people in less than 30 minutes. And then as we're having those conversations, I'll show you how to invite them in Teamzy, invite them to go deeper into your business, maybe to an opportunity call, an event, something like that. And then I'll show you how to follow up like a pro. Okay, I'm not only going to just show you how easy it is to follow up in Teamzy so that nobody ever falls through the cracks, but I'm also going to teach you how to follow up without being annoying. Pretty cool, right? Okay, we're going to do all that as fast as we can, and then I'll do a Q&A at the end. So if you have questions as we go, just put them in the Q&A. There's a little button right at the bottom of your view screen, okay? So without further ado, let's jump in here and get started. I've got a little presentation we'll start with here. Okay, so here's what we're going to talk about tonight. Our topic is get started right with Teamzy and become a power hour boss. Okay, so just in case you don't know, in case you're brand new to Teamzy, Teamzy is built around the concept of the power hour. Okay, the idea that we can leverage your time, make you so incredibly efficient that you can get all your income producing activities done in less than an hour a day. Pretty cool, right? All right, so I'll show you that as we go. A little bit about my backstory. I come from a background of business coaching and consulting. That's what I've been doing my whole grown-up life, is helping people build their business. And I've been teaching them how to do it based on the principles of relationship marketing. We won't get too deep into those principles tonight, but you just need to know Teamzy is built to help you build relationships. It's a little different than other training systems you may see out there for network marketing or direct sales. It's not based on the go for no philosophy at all. It's based on the how do we build and deepen relationships with people so that we can create a predictable stream of income. I've been teaching people these concepts for years. I actually stumbled into network marketing several years ago by accident. Some of you guys know my story. I was originally, for a time, I was a Beachbody coach. And I stumbled into it because I lost a ton of weight. You can see in these pictures the difference. I lost 60 pounds actually in 90 days. I found some products that I was already sharing, and I kind of fell into network marketing. So as a business consultant, I knew that if I wanted to pursue that business opportunity, I needed to have my time incredibly efficient and leveraged, right? And I always counseled my customers to invest in things that save you time and make you money. So I was looking for a tool that would help me. We looked everywhere for a tool, and really what I wanted a system to help me do was just in 1 hour a day, I wanted a way to stay in touch with all my contacts. All of them. I wanted to stay in touch with all of them because as somebody who works with relationship marketing, I understood the relationships that I had made so far and that I was continuing to make was the most valuable thing in my business. Also, I wanted to know when to contact them and when not to. In other words, I don't want to spend any time thinking about this or planning it every day. I just want to be able to just do it, right? And I used to tell my clients, you need to hire an assistant so they can make your list for you every day. Well, I'm going to show you that assistant. It's a lot cheaper than those assistants. This one's less than $1 a day. Also, I wanted to know what to say to them so that I'm not spending too much time in analysis paralysis trying to come up with the perfect messages, right? Also, I wanted to know what to say to them that was not salesy, that was not going to damage our relationship, that was going to communicate my heart, which was to help people. And also, I needed a system to help me follow up seamlessly so nobody ever falls through the cracks. And you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, right? When you've talked to somebody who's interested and they're excited, and then they tell you, oh, I'm just not ready yet. And next thing you know, they've signed up, but with somebody else. It's brutal when that happens. And that's somebody that you did everything right. You just weren't there when they were ready. They fell through the cracks. Okay, so you need a system so that can't happen. So I looked everywhere for this. And guys, I know you guys know that it wasn't out there. That's why you're here talking to me tonight. I couldn't find anything, but there was one more piece of it too that was really important. It needed to be easy to use because I'm really not good with technology. And some of the systems that I did see, like they just looked like spreadsheets and stuff. I couldn't handle it. I just couldn't work it, right? It needs to be easy. So since we couldn't find it, we built it. So that's the story of Teamzy and how it happened. Just a little quick digest on what's been going on with Teamzy. Am I going the wrong direction? Sorry, guys. hit the wrong buttons here. See, told you, tech challenged. Okay. So in less than 2 years, we've had more than 50,000 network marketers use Teamzy, which is awesome. And I'm incredibly humbled by that. Also, I just wanted you guys to know that our active users right now are averaging 21 new customers and 9 new recruits over 90 days. Okay, 21 new customers and 9 new recruits over 90 days, which is pretty cool. Imagine what that would look like compounded in your business over time. Okay, let's jump out of this presentation now and jump over to Teamzy and get started showing you guys this. Man, do I have a lot of things open on my computer or what? Here we go. All right, so here's my Teamzy account. I'm going to be demonstrating tonight from what's called Teamzy Standard. Teamzy Standard is kind of the generic version. It works for any network, but we've also got more than 40 customized network versions now. So if you guys come in and start a free trial, you do that at teamzy.com. We offer a 30-day free trial. No strings attached. We don't ask for your credit card, nothing weird like that. We want you to use it and love it, you know, so that you can create some momentum for free and then stay with us as a subscriber. So when you go start your free trial, you'll have an option to look for your company. Like I said, we've got over 40 of them now. If you see your company, you can jump right into a customized version for your company. If you don't see your company, you come into the Teamzy Standard version that I'm going to show you tonight. All right? Okay. So let's get started. When you're in your free trial, the very first thing that it'll drop you into is the setup wizard. The setup wizard is exactly what it sounds like. It's there to help you set up. If you've dismissed it like I have, you can relaunch that wizard by going to the settings wheel on the top right and relaunching it. I'm going to take you through this process as fast as I can, and then we'll jump into the power hour. Okay. First thing you can do is get Facebook Messenger tips, which I recommend doing during your free trial. You're going to get a lot of helpful tips. It'll also remind you to go use this thing. Guys, signing up for a free trial is useless if you don't use it. I want you guys to use it every day. Crank it. Get everything you can out of that free trial. Okay. So in Setup Wizard, we're going to do 3 things. We're going to set your income goal. Okay. Once you set the income goal, Teamzy then will take that number and it will backward engineer it and help you figure out what to do every day to hit it. Pretty cool. Also will help you create a powerful why so that you can look at that every day and remember why you're here, right? And also have a reason not to quit. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. And then we'll get all your contacts into Teamzy so that you can be super mega organized. Okay, all your lists in one place. Oh my gosh, you guys that are carrying around notebooks, how come that notebook's never in your hand when you need it, right? Or spreadsheets, don't even talk to me about spreadsheets. All right, let's go to the next page. Well, you won't have to worry about all that stuff. Everything will be in Teamzy. You'll be all organized. So you're going to come in here and you'll see an empty box. Just put a number in. Put a number in. What's your goal? I put in 150,000. That's my goal, my income goal. Okay? That's my goal for 12 months from now. So in other words, 12 months from now, if I worked this all the time, what income level would I hope to achieve? Make sense? Okay. So put in your number, whatever it is. Okay, and once you've done that, just click continue. It takes you to the next page. Now it's given me an estimate of activity I need to do to hit it. So in my case, it's 4,348 connects. I need to reach out to 4,348 people over the next 12 months to hit my goal. Okay, cool, pretty reasonable. Now, if that seems like a lot of reach outs, guys, we call them connects. Then what we need to do is go to the next page. We'll break it down into bite-sized chunks, right? Because if you go to eat an elephant, how do you do it? 1 bite at a time, right? 1 bite at a time. So this breaks it down into 3 groups for me: prospects, customers, distributors, all right? And then it breaks it down monthly, weekly, and daily. So that huge number, 4,348, is now something I can manage. It's reach out and connect with 9 prospects a day, 6 current customers, and 4 people on my team, 4 of my distributors, okay? That's only 19 people. I am show you guys that's like 15 minutes of work in Teamzy. And then you also have a couple other goals. Invites. These are people that we're going to invite to learn more about the business, as opposed to these 9 up here where we're just connecting. A connect is just to start a conversation. It's just, hello, how are you? I hope you're doing awesome. It's the goal of a connect is to make somebody's day, not to sell them or recruit them. It's just to make somebody's day. Okay. And as we start conversations with connects, and have conversations and ask questions, we uncover interest. And when we uncover interest, we invite. So in this system, this relationship-based system, in this example, we're reaching out to 19 people. We're hoping to start some conversations, and out of those conversations, create 3 opportunities for invites a day. Pretty cool, right? And the rest of the people, maybe they're not ready right now. And we're going to continue to connect with them on Teamzy over time until they are. We'll invite them when they are. Also, I've got ads. Ads are just new people you're adding to your list. You got to be constantly putting new people on your list. You got to be meeting new people on social media or in real life and putting them on your list. You can change any of these numbers, by the way, to anything that you want just by overriding them. They're just a suggestion. And whatever you leave these on, when you click continue, it will set up the dashboard to your goals. And I'll show you that in a minute. But every one of your dashboards will look differently because your goals will not be the same. Next step, setting up your why, finding your why. How many of you guys have already gone through this process and know your why and have it written down? And I know some of you guys have, and I want to give you a high five for that. Now, we built it into Teamzy because so many people don't do this. Guys, you need to understand this statistic that 1 out of 2 people in this business quit their first year. 1 out of 2 people in this business quit their first year. I know you guys know this. Even if you didn't know the statistic, you know it right here because you've worked hard to bring people onto your team and they've quit. You're like, why are you quitting? Maybe you've thought about quitting. Maybe you're thinking about quitting right now. Guys, you just need to understand this. The why is the essential piece. If you don't have a powerful why, you will quit. If your team members don't have a powerful why, they will quit. Oh, I want to make money. I want to be rich. Those aren't whys. The why is that emotional thing, the thing that drives you. Okay. And you got to figure this out. Even if you don't do it in your initial setup, you got to figure this out, guys, because if you don't, you're just not going to make it. Okay. And the same thing with your team. So if you guys have struggled with this, and if it's just been too abstract a concept to do, I'm going to take you through a process in Teamzy. We built it right in. It's 5 questions. 5 questions to get your mind working on it so that you can create your why. Okay? It's a pretty easy process. I'll take you through my story. I'll just tell you my story as an example. Okay? And obviously, we all have different stories. So I'll take you through. The first question is, why did you become a distributor? Why did you join this business? Okay? Now, in my case, I shared a little bit of it with you guys at the very beginning. I was already recommending the products like crazy. People ask me all the time, Eric, what are you doing? You look great. Eric, what are you doing? And I would tell them, go here, go here, go here, go here. I don't even know how many thousands of dollars of product I sold just by sharing before my wife finally smacked me in the head and said, you should be a distributor and make money on those sales, which made sense. So why did I become a distributor? I did it because my wife told me it was a good idea. I thought I may maybe make some money doing it. It wasn't a very deep reason to get started, but I did. What did you hope to accomplish? The next question. What did you hope to accomplish? And as I thought about this, I wanted to make $500 a month. That was my goal. And I remember asking my sponsor at the time, do you think I can make $500 a month doing this part-time? He says, oh yeah, definitely. I said, great, perfect, sign me up. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to make $500 a month. All right, next question. Why is that important to you? You know, why is that important to you? And he could have asked me this also, why 500? Right? I mean, you guys got to ask questions of yourself, ask questions of your teammates. 500 was an important number to me, and I hadn't really thought about it when I first spit out I want to make 500, but see, the thing is I wanted to put that money in savings. So just to give you guys a little backstory on where we were, I was in the coaching business, as I explained to you, primarily helping real estate people build their business for years. In the real estate business in the early 2000s, I mean, just like, bam, every year it was up 30%, 30%, 30%. It was an awesome business to be in. It was really great. And we had this savings thing on automatic. Like every month, $500 would just go into savings, just automatically transfer in, and it was building, and it was really cool. And that had been happening for years. If I could go back in time, I would have made it a much bigger number because I didn't know what was coming. But you guys know what happened, right? The Great Recession happened. The Great Recession happened. The real estate industry was the first one to completely tank, and our business started going down so fast. I mean, it was like, we didn't even know what was happening. It was happening so fast. And by the end of that first year, I lost my job, and I was struggling to find work. I was sole provider for our family, and we started digging into those savings. Started digging into them. Now, by God's good grace, I found work. We made it through. We made it through that recession by our fingernails. We made it though, but we used up all our savings, and we stopped saving. We stopped saving. Not a dime, not a penny. Not a penny. It took a few months before I remembered to turn off that transfer. I just have to transfer it back every month, which was even worse. Taking money back out of savings, even worse, right? But I hadn't saved in years. It was 6 years, almost 7 years that we didn't save a penny. Isn't that crazy? And guys, I just wanted to save some money. Next question. Psychological, right? I just wanted that win again. Next question. What would achieving this mean for you and your family? Like, what would I do with that money we're saving? I wanted to buy a new house. I wanted to buy a new house for our family. We've got 4 kids, a Rottweiler. We were living in a small house, and some of you guys can relate to this. Every room in our house was filled with human beings or animals and toys. You guys relate to that? Everywhere. And now that the kids are a little bit older, it's still that, but now laundry. Now there's lots of laundry everywhere. I just wanted us to have a little bit more space. We didn't have enough rooms. Everyone was sharing rooms. My wife and I were sharing rooms. It seemed like we had a crib in our room for like a decade as we had babies, you know. And I just really wanted to have some more space. I wanted to be able to come home and build my business. And there was no place to do that. I didn't have an office. So I thought, man, if I could save some money, maybe we could buy a house. Okay, so do you guys see how this process has taken me from, sure, I guess I'll sign up, be a distributor, make a couple extra bucks, to, oh my gosh, maybe this will help us buy a new home. Like in 5 minutes, my why's already gotten that much more deeper and got me that much more excited about this business. Now, let me explain to you this last question. I don't know if you can see it on the bottom of my screen because I don't want to get ahead of my story. But the next question is, why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Why is that meaningful? How does it make you feel? And I started really thinking about this whole concept of buying a home. Like, is that a meaningful goal or is it just materialistic? You know, I couldn't tell, but as I thought about it, how does it make you feel? I had to start kind of looking inside my heart instead of what I was thinking. Here's what I realized. Buying a home wasn't the real goal. I mean, it was symbolic. It was symbolic of what I was feeling in my heart, which was that my home, my family wasn't healthy. It wasn't where it needed to be. It wasn't as much about the house as it was about the fact that I was missing my kids growing up, right? I was missing my marriage. I was missing out on all the good stuff in life. I went to work every day, before my kids were in their pajamas when I left for work. Get up early, go to work, come home from work. My kids were already done with dinner. They were in the bathtub getting ready for bed. That was my relationship with my kids. I was the guy who said good morning and the guy who said good night to them. I was missing it. And my son, he always would call me by the name of his kindergarten teacher instead of daddy, which made sense because he saw him more often than me. And it was breaking my heart because here I was in an industry, in this coaching industry, I was considered the top. I was considered incredibly successful. But we were stuck. We still hadn't saved money in 6 years. I never got to see my kids, right? I was working. And I had figured out that if I got laid off again, like that happened to me in the recession, that I was 60 days from losing everything, right? Which is really scary. And that was a genuine worry, was like, oh my gosh, what happens if there's a downturn and I lose my job again? I just felt stuck. I just felt stuck. Like that was it. This was our life. Struggle, and we're right here. We reached a certain level, no further. Anybody relate to that? You guys ever feel that way? And as I'm doing this process of the my why, just these 5 questions, same ones I'm showing you, it occurred to me, oh my gosh, this new business, this little side hobby thing, the thing I was just going to do for extra money, it's actually a better opportunity than my career. Like I could take this opportunity and I could create the life that we want. I can be with my family. I can work from home. We could build this together. Oh my gosh, I started getting excited. Anybody relate to that? And so this process helped me to write my very first why. I'll share it with you. It's on my screen. Hold on. This was the why statement I wrote to get started. And it was this. And you put the why statement in that last box where it says my why. Here was my why: to create a life where I never have to worry about money again. Right? I enjoy quality time with my family and I'm present for them. I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. Guys, I wrote this down, just real simple statement, and it changed everything for me. Within 3 months, I left my job and went focusing on my business full time. Started working on building my business. And now just a couple years down the road, I look at this and I go, this just could be titled Tuesday, not my why. This is just my life. And it's just so important because when I had this down, guys, there were times when I didn't feel like doing it. I didn't feel like turning on Teamzy and connecting with people. I mean, even though it only takes 30, 40 minutes, I just didn't want to. You guys ever feel that way? Like, I just don't feel like doing it today. And then I would think about my why and I would do it anyways. That's the power of it. Now, the other side of this is deciding not to do it today is like saying you want the opposite of your why. You want to continue to be worried about money, worried about losing your job. You want to not spend time with your kids. You don't want to be healthy, full of energy, right? So I would look at that and go, how could I possibly say to myself, no, I'm going to blow this off because I don't want to be with my kids? No, just push me to go do it. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next step. Sorry, I got off on a little passion tangent there because this is just so important for you guys' success. Okay. Last step is you're going to get your contacts imported into Teamzy. There's a couple of videos here to help you with this. Okay. The import process is as easy as can possibly be with a CRM, but you're going to want to go to your back office, and the first thing you'll want to import is your team, like your personally sponsored people, right? I recommend you get your personally sponsored people in there. Then you're going to want to get your customers, get your list of customers and import them into Teamzy. Okay. And then the next one you'll want to get is your Facebook friends. You can get there's instructions here to get them. You can get your whole Facebook friends list into Teamzy. So they're in one place, all organized. Okay. And then anywhere else you keep contacts, you can import those too, right? There's 3 videos here. And then inside Teamzy, I'm going to skip the wizard. At any point in the wizard, guys, you can just click skip wizard for now, and it'll just save what you've done so far. Here in the help center in Teamzy, there's even more different videos and tutorials and things to help you with imports. Okay, so if you need those. And then there's, for those of you guys who don't like watching videos, you can read instructions like this. Okay, so how to do it. All right. And finally, one more thing too on setup. See this little help button down in the bottom right corner? You can click that and send a message to us and we'll help you. We can even set up for you a one-on-one Zoom walkthrough with one of our team to help you get set up if you need that additional technical support, if you're like me. Goodness knows I still need help from them sometimes. Okay, so once we get those people imported, right, and let me also just show you, if you do come out of the setup wizard and you want to import a list, you go to your team page right here and see this big import button? That brings you to the import page, okay? All right, so we're going to import our lists. I've already done that. There's one more step for setting up, and it is called ranking. You're going to rank your contacts, okay? When you do an import, it automatically brings you to that list in rank mode, and I'm going to turn it on right now I'm on the team page. I'm going to go to this little menu right here and click rank mode, okay? All right, so now I'm in rank mode, and what I can do now is I can jam down my list, so you can just scroll this list really fast. And I'm just going to click on people. 5 stars is awesome. 1 star is not so awesome. You guys know how to do this, right? It's important to prioritize your people because this tells Teamzy how often they're going to come up on your list, okay? And it's all based on the concept that you're going to spend the most time with the best people. In other words, the people most likely to help you in your business and the people that you want to have the deepest relationships with, okay? If you don't prioritize your people, it's impossible to prioritize your time. So some of you guys, so let me just show you how easy this is. You just go down like Helena. If I wanted to make her a 5-star, I would just click her, 5 stars. If I wanted to make her 2-star, just change it, right? Everybody will import as a 3-star. So you can see most of my people are 3 stars. So I don't really have to rank everybody. I just need to pick really the 4s and 5s to get started. And then as you go, as you work down your dashboard, you'll be able to change people's ranks as you go as well. Make sense? Okay. So take one cut through your list and find your 4s and 5s, your best people, and promote them from 3s to 4s and 5s, okay, just to get started. All right, once you're done with that, you can just navigate away. It saves automatically as you do it, okay? So now we've got our lists imported. We've got our goal set. Our why is set up. See, here's my why right here on my dashboard at all times. It's always here where I can read it. I highly recommend, by the way, reading that why out loud in your own voice every day to yourself. Even though you feel like a dork, do it anyways. It really helps your brain to get in the right frame of mind. Everything's all set up though. We've got our goals. We've got our lists. We are ready to crush a power hour, okay? So let me just show you a couple things on the dashboard before we start. We're gonna be working right in the center of my screen. This is the Who's Up Next module, right? This is where the magic happens in Teamzy, right? So we've got a few things here. We've got 4 lists: prospects, customers, distributors. You notice when I click on them, it changes the list, and our follow-ups list, okay? There's 4 lists. The lists only show you 5 at a time. That's on purpose. That's so that the system knows your whole list. It's only going to show you the next 5 at a time. Keeps you from getting overwhelmed, and it keeps you from cherry picking and skipping too much. Now, if you really want to skip somebody, you can click skip 1 week and they'll come back in 7 days, okay? But I recommend you just hit the list as it comes up. Just go for it, okay? I'm going to show you how easy it is, so it'll be easy. And over on the right-hand side, this is where we actually log our activity, what we're actually doing. Okay, now before we jump into that, let me just show you the rest of the dashboard. At the very top is your lookup. You can look somebody up here if they're not on that list and you want to log something with them, or you want to look up their contact info or whatever. You just look them up by a piece of their name, a piece of their email address, or a piece of their phone number, whatever you can remember, okay? And that'll jump you to their full contact record. You want to add a new person, just one person, click this little guy right here and add them to your list, okay? And you can set what kind of customer they are. All right. And then today's activities, these are the goals that we set and set up. Connect with 10 prospects, 6 customers, 4 distributors, 3 invites, 3 ads. These are the goals I set. Of course, it'll have your goals when you look at this. As you log activity, these numbers will change from 0 to however many you've done, and you'll start getting little encouragements here on the bar, which is really fun. Okay. All right. Dailies are little things that you do every day, and they're not little things, but there's little, you check these off, it keeps you accountable to doing the things you must do to be successful, okay? So we've got 4 things that we know you need to be doing daily if you really want to be successful at this business. You need to be posting on social media every day, doing personal development work every day, being a product of your own product. And you gotta take care of your body. You gotta do some exercise, or you're not gonna have energy to serve others, okay? Great. So those are just there to remind you. Now, let's get to work. Here's our who's up next. Now we're gonna do our power hour. Now the cool thing is, guys, listen up real quick before we start. I just want you guys to get this point. Once you set this up once, you never have to plan your power hour ever again. No planning. There's no planning necessary. You turn on Teamzy and you just jump in and go for it, right? You're gonna have it on your phone so you can just do it anywhere, anytime, okay? Let me show you how this works. Did you hear me say there's no planning ever? Once you've set it up once. Okay, so the first person on my prospects list is Jay. Now, always work from left to right, guys. Start with prospects and then finish with follow-ups. Don't go out of order, left to right. Okay, we built it this way on purpose. The first person here on my list is Jay. Now, I'm gonna message Jay on Facebook. If you go to select an activity that you can do in Teamzy, you'll see there's lots of things. Facebook, email, text messages, Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn, phone call, green card, in person, right? Other. I primarily lean on Facebook Messenger because it has the best response rate of anything out there, right? Facebook Messenger has like 1 billion daily users. Oh my gosh, it's the best. It's better than anything. People will respond like crazy. So I use Facebook Messenger as my primary mode of communication. When I meet somebody, my first goal is to get them on Facebook, get them on Messenger, right? If I meet somebody in person, I often say, open up your Messenger app and I'll add myself to it. Or open up your Facebook app and I'll friend myself. That's a great way, by the way, to make sure you get it. And people will do it all the time. They'll be like, oh yeah, here you go. And you just search yourself, boom, do it. Okay, so I've got Facebook open right here. I'm gonna message Jay. Now, before I message Jay, maybe you're like me and you're like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna say to her? I don't even know what to say to her. We haven't talked since high school. What am I gonna say? How am I gonna start a conversation with her out of the blue? Anybody ever feel that way? Maybe you don't even know who Jay is. She's just a Facebook friend of yours. Guys, do not overthink this. Do not overthink this. You can get stuck all day worrying about that, but I'm gonna show you some really great scripts in Teamzy that make this easy, okay? So right here, over here where I log this, you notice scripts right in the middle. I'm gonna click that. And I'm just gonna get a script to start a conversation. So here's one right here, connect one. Hi Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day is awesome. My gosh, I love this one. By the way, this is my favorite script of all time. It works so great, but maybe it's another one, like this one. This is a great one if you don't remember who they are. Hi Jane, I saw you cross my Facebook feed and thought I'd say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. Again, the goal is make their day, start a conversation. That's the goal, okay? Now, I'm gonna copy the script by clicking that. Now it's on my clipboard, super easy. I'll toggle over here to send it to Jay, look her up. Let me close all this stuff. You don't want to see all this stuff here. Okay, I'm gonna look up Jay. Just so you guys know, if you message me on Tuesday nights when I'm doing my webinar, very likely the whole world will see your message, at least for a second. So there's Jay. Now I'm going to just send her a message. Okay, I've already got it on the clipboard. Okay, change the name. All right, easy peasy. Now, one thing you might do, I'm going to copy this so I can paste it back in Teamzy. Okay, let's send that. Now the message is off. Boom, done. Okay, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. It only takes a second. It's a nice message. We're just going to make our day. I'm going to log this here. So it's logged in Teamzy, and I'm going to log it. Okay, boom. She's gone off my list. I have one on the board. My list is moved up. Next person on my list is Sue. Okay. Now, here's a little pro tip. You can actually put the script here first in Teamzy and make the name. Make sure you get the name right. Somebody just suggested this to me, a Teamzy user, and I thought it was better than my way of doing it. That way you never send the wrong name in Facebook, which I've done a few times to my chagrin. All right, so now I'm just going to copy that there. I'm going to look up Sue. There she is. Okay. Send the message. Do you guys see how I could do 10 of these super fast? In fact, I'm just using the same script. Why even dig for another one? It's working great. Okay, log that one. Now I've got 2. Next person on the list is Audi. I'm just going to go down the list and send that script. I'm just going to personalize it a little bit each time. Now you can take those scripts and personalize them a little bit, put emoticons and things like that in there. But you get the idea of how fast this can be. Now, when I'm done with connecting with 10 prospects on my prospect list, I'm going to toggle to my customer list. And I'm going to start connecting with my customers. Guys, it is so crucial to connect with your customers on a regular basis. I'm going to give you 3 reasons to do it. Okay. The first reason is it's your duty. I mean, you're a business owner. Serving your customers, being in touch, that's your first duty to them. You should do that just because it's the right thing. The second reason is if you're in touch with customers on a regular basis, guess what? They order more. They buy more stuff. And if they're on a repeating order, like a monthly order, they'll stay on it longer. The retention will go up. So the second reason to stay in touch with customers is more volume, better retention. Imagine if everyone on your team was doing this and everyone's retention and volume went up. What would that do for your business and for all their businesses, right? Okay, and it's better for your customer because your products are awesome, right? Okay, third reason, and the most important reason. How many of you guys have ever been like, where's my next person going to come from? I don't even know where they're going to come from, right? You guys are right now, it's the 27th of the month. Some of you guys are trying to meet qualification requirements and you're like, where's this person going to come from? Guys, you need to understand this point. The best source, the hottest source for a new lead in your business is a current customer. Oh my gosh, the current customer is using your products. Guess what people do when they love something? They talk about it. Do you have customers who love the products? Guess what? They are already talking about it. They're already evangelizing that product to their friends. So if you're not in touch with them, you're not getting introduced to those people. Those people are going to go buy from a website or from somebody else. You need to be in touch with your customers. You need to ask them who they're talking to and get introduced to them. Okay? If you need to make qualification in the next 2 days, you need to call or message. I would message first, and then I never call without messaging first. Just me. I don't like it when my phone rings. But I would reach out to your 10 or 15 best customers tonight and check in on them. How are you doing? Strike a conversation up with them and find out if they know anybody who would like some more information on the products they love. Look, guys, here's what we do. Customers, same thing. We're going to go to scripts. Now we've got customer scripts. Here's a great one I love. Hi, John. How are you enjoying the whatever he buys, the products? Send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help. Boom. Done. Takes 1 second, you guys, and it keeps you in touch. It gives them an opportunity to message back a question or to ask you about a new product they may have seen or ask you what's new. I can't even tell you how many times people responded with, I'm loving it, and I wanted to actually ask you what other products I should be trying. I'd be like, I'm glad you asked me that. Here's the next 3 things I would buy if I were you. Okay? I actually had so many requests from customers at one point that I made a video that said, here are my favorite products that the company offers right now. If you're loving your product that you're using now, here are my favorite ones for you to look at next. And people loved it. Okay, here's another one that I love. Just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Okay, just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. There's also some great asking for recommendation scripts and things in here too. Okay, so you're gonna send these to your customers, bam, 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 bam. In this case, it's 6. The next 6 customers on my list are gonna get a check-in message. I'm gonna send that to them. When that's done, I'm gonna get to my distributors list. Now I'm gonna go down my distributors list and I'm gonna connect with them. I'm gonna let them know, hey, I'm really proud of you, or hey, I just wanted to reach out and encourage you. Is there anything I can do today to make your day? Oh, that one works for everybody, doesn't it? Is there anything that I can do to support your business today? Just thought I'd say hello, whatever. Guys, we call this Teamzy because it's about building a team. It's about creating a family, a culture. Your people, especially you guys who are successful and have huge teams, your people want that relationship with you. It's more than having a Facebook page or doing a live Zoom call. They want a one-on-one relationship with you. If you once a quarter send a message to everyone on your team, checking in on them, it would mean the world. And with Teamzy, it'll be easy to do, even if you have a huge team. Okay, so now we're gonna go to distributors. We're gonna message 4 people on the list, bam, 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 and then we're done with our outgoing messages. One pro tip, guys, don't start answering messages until you're done with this part, okay? You're gonna be tempted because people are gonna be excited to hear from you. Don't have the conversations till you're done. So you take your 30, 40 minutes, get all your outgoing messages out before you start responding to anybody, okay? The last list we're gonna work is our follow-ups list. Oh, there's nobody on our follow-ups list. How do we get people on our follow-ups list? Okay, so if you guys were following along on setup, you'll know that the goal today was to connect with 10 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 distributors, have conversations, and create 3 opportunities for invites, right? So let me just walk you through how that process looks. We message Jay, how you doing? She says, oh my gosh, great to hear from you. Haven't heard from you since high school, you big jerk. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to, rekindle all my friendships. We're talking. How are you? We're catching up, whatever. She says, I've been watching you on Facebook. I've been watching all these things you're doing with your business. Is it really as good as it looks? Yeah, oh my gosh, it's been awesome. And as I've been listening to her and asking questions, I've been listening for what are her needs? What are her wants? What are her challenges in her life? And I'm thinking about how those challenges could be possibly solved with this business opportunity that I have, right? So she's asking me now, well, what about you? How's that thing going? Oh my gosh, it's going great. And I'm going to tell her the benefits. I'm going to say, if she told me like she hates her job, I'm going to say, I love working for myself. It's the best. I love working at home, being my own boss. I'm going to tell her what's going on in my life, but answering her question. So I'm generating some interest. She's like, wow, it really sounds great. I said, listen, Jay, this is probably all message based too, by the way. Sometimes if somebody's really interested, I might say, let's just jump on the phone or jump on a Zoom. I usually like to do Zoom so I can see people's face. But it might just be a message. Say, Jay, listen, tonight my team, we're doing a team call. It's going to be like a live Facebook event. An opportunity call where you can learn more about this opportunity. Do you think you'd be interested in joining us? She says, you know what? I think that'd be great. Awesome. I'll tell you what, I'm going to email you over the link right now so you can jump on. And then I'll check in with you tomorrow, Jay, see if you have any questions. She's, oh, that's great. So guys, that was an invite. We've had a conversation. Maybe that conversation went over several days or a week or 2 weeks. And now we've gotten to a point of invite. I'm sending her an invite. Okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to look her up in the lookup bar to find her record. Okay. So now I want to log this invite connect. So I just click that connect button to open up the invite box. Now notice right here where it says invite, I'm going to click this and it's on connect, but I'm going to move this now to opportunity call because that's what I actually invited her to. Okay. And I'm sending her an email, which is great. And I'm just going to put a note that it was an opportunity call. Okay. Now, before I log this in the system, this lets Teamzy know that I got an invite, not just to connect. But I need to set a follow-up, right? Because I told Jay I would follow up with her when? You guys know? Tomorrow. And if I don't set a follow-up, she's on a default of 5 stars, which is 30 days. Guys, that's a bad mistake, right? So I'm going to set the follow-up by clicking on it right here in the center and set it for tomorrow. Now, when I log the connect, you can see there's a follow-up set for tomorrow. That now effectively moves Jay off my prospects list and puts her on my follow-ups list. So every day as I'm connecting and starting conversations, my goal is to put 3 people onto this follow-up list every day because I've invited them to something. Make sense? So by Friday, I might have 15 people on this list. Now, it might not be the first week. It might be more like the second or third week when you have 15 in a week, because there's some compounding you got to do with the conversations. They take a little bit of time to have. But you get the idea. So now when I'm working my power hour tomorrow, I'm going to go my prospects. I'm going to connect with customers, connect with distributors. Now I'm going to work my follow-ups list, and I'm going to see who's due. Now this says tomorrow, but tomorrow it'll actually say due today, and it'll be red. It'll tell me that it's due today, right? I'm going to look at my follow-ups list, and everybody that's red, I need to connect with today. So I'll go in here the same way. I'm going to go to scripts, okay? I'm going to grab a follow-up script. Now, I just want you guys to know there's 10 follow-up scripts in here. So you can follow up 10 times with somebody without even having to think, okay? Now I'm going to explain to you guys in a second how to do this without being annoying, but let's just copy that script. There's the first script. Hi, in this case, Jay. Hi, Jay, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Right? Real simple, to the point. I'm going to change the name. Boom, there it is. Let's go put it, send it to her. Don't worry, Jay doesn't mind getting these messages. She works for Teamzy. Some of you guys know her. She's amazing. Okay, boom, send, done. Follow up sent. And now I can log this connect. But before you log it, guys, wait, I'm going to say that was a Facebook message. Set the next follow-up. You got to set the next follow-up. If you don't, she goes back to default. What happened? 30 days. Oh my gosh. Set the next follow-up. So when I send the follow-up, I set the next follow-up. If you sent it without sending the follow-up, you can quickly look her up, go to her record, and put the follow-up on her record, okay? Just so you guys know in case you do that. So now she's on my follow-ups list again. Now, I want to talk to you guys real quick about following up. Now that I've shown you how incredibly easy it is to do in Teamzy, and so you can keep somebody on that follow-ups list, it won't fall off your list. You guys have heard the fortunes in the follow-up, right? I know you guys have heard that a million times. And it really is. You need to know this. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. Okay, 80%, write this down, 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. How many of you guys follow up 7 to 10 times on an invite? Crickets. You know, it's so funny. I did a call like this a couple weeks ago, and there were crickets, because I live kind of on the edge of the suburbs. People were like, I literally hear crickets. I know you guys don't follow up that much. Most people give up after 3 follow-ups, but you have to understand that 80% of all sales happen between 7 and 10 follow-ups. So why don't you do it? Is it simply because you're afraid of being annoying? Is that it? I think that is it for most of you, right? You're worried about what people think of you. Okay, let me just help you with a mindset shift really quick. I'm going to ask you guys 3 questions. 1, do you believe in your product? Do you believe in your product? 2, do you believe that your products and your opportunity can change someone's life? You do? Okay. 3, are you in this business because you want to help change people's lives? Now, if you answered yes to those 3 questions, you're in the right place. Teamzy's for you. If you answered no to any one of those questions, this business is probably not going to work out for you. Well, at least not with Teamzy, because we're about the changing lives and helping people business. Okay. If you really want to change people's lives, you only have one tool to do it, and that's getting them to buy it, right? That's step 1. If they don't do that, you can't help them. And I just told you guys the truth, that 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. So 80% of the people that you have a chance to help in this world will only be helped if you can follow up 7 to 10 times. Guys, following up is what you have to help. That's what you can do to help, is following up. Following up isn't an annoying thing. It's actually an act of love. Following up is an act of love. Write that down, put it in a little sticky note, put it in the corner of your computer screen, and remind yourself. Following up is an act of love. This is how you physically love people in this business, is by caring enough to follow up with them. And not following up sends the message, I don't care about you. I don't care about you, sorry. You're annoying. You didn't answer within 3 follow-ups. I'm moving on. Here's what I want you guys to understand. The reason why people buy between 7 and 10, it's just the way the subconscious mind works. Okay? Without going too deep into it, guys. Some of you guys know your psychology. The rest of you guys can look this up. But most people will not even respond to the first 5 or 6 follow-ups. They won't even respond. And these are people that like you, that respect you, and that are excited about your product. And so what happens is they don't respond. Sorry, something's going on with my phone, my watch. It looks like, did I hit the 911 button or something? It's really scary. All right, I'm taking it off. It's very distracting. Anyone ever have an Apple Watch go crazy and start flashing? Hopefully it's not going to blow up. Just kidding. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh, this would be the most watched webinar of all time. And the watch blew up. Okay, so people are not following up. People are not answering your follow-ups because that's just the way our minds are wired, okay? Consciously, they're excited. They love you. They respect you. They're not answering you, so you think they don't like me. They don't respect me. They're not interested. It's not true. Subconsciously, they're afraid. Subconsciously, they don't want change. Subconsciously, they want to stay safe. The conscious mind's only 15% of our actions. Have you ever arrived home to your driveway and wondered how you got there and not remember driving home? Has that ever happened to you? That's how powerful your subconscious mind is, and it's in control. So I follow up with Jay. She's like, oh yeah. And then boom, her subconscious mind gives her an excuse. Some of you guys have read Mel Robbins' 5-second rule. I'm reading that right now. And it's like the same concept, how our brain creates an excuse to keep you from doing it. She's like, oh, the baby just threw up on the dog. I need to go fix that. So I can't respond to Eric right now. Every time I message her, she has a reason why she can't, right? And then I think she's not interested. Nope, you just got to stay after it. You just got to keep sending them because each message helps her mind get around the fear. And eventually, between 7 and 8, oh my gosh, it's science, her subconscious stops fighting it. She sees it and she's like, oh yeah, and she responds. This is how it works, guys. And usually they thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for not giving up on me. Thank you for staying with me. Now, one caveat, you can't be annoying or they'll hate you by 7, right? So you got to do this without being annoying. So here are the 2 principles to never be annoying. Get your pens out. Principle 1, never ask them to do anything in a follow-up. Never ask them to do anything in a follow-up. Don't ask them to call you back, text you back, message you, complete the purchase, whatever. RSVP, no, nothing. No ask whatsoever. The follow-up is you following up, putting yourself out there, not asking for anything. Second principle, your follow-up should be in written format, right? I'm not a fan of sending a voicemail because that's annoying. People are going to just read the transcript anyways if they have a smartphone. Send it in text format or, my Facebook Messenger is best, and keep it short enough they can read it, know it's from you, and not have to open it, okay? Because they want to see it on the lock screen. They don't want you to know they've seen it because they're not going to respond. They don't want to feel rude. Don't put them in a situation where they feel rude or guilty. Put them in a situation where they know you care and love them and that you're going to help them, okay? Because people avoid conflict. People avoid those negative feelings. So if you do it in a way that creates those, they'll run away. So don't ask them to do anything. Keep it short and sweet via text so they can see it without opening it. And just continue to reach out. Now, we've built 10 scripts into Teamzy for you that are based on these principles. You can just use those scripts. Just use them as is. You can put a little, you can put your own little bit of flair on those. But the bottom line is following up is an act of love, and you just got to keep people on your follow-ups list until they convert. So in this case, going back to Teamzy, and I'm going to open up for questions in a minute, you guys. Going back to Teamzy, every time I do a follow-up with Jay, I'm setting my next one. Now, people always go, do you do it every single day? And I want you guys to know, this is up to you. Personally, I follow up 3 days in a row, 1, 2, 3. And then I might go 2 days for the 4th one, okay? Then I might go 4 days after a while. Or maybe they say, hey, I'm going on vacation, check in with me on this date, and I'll open the calendar up and I'll set a custom date, okay? But as you're following up, keep them on your follow-ups list. Keep them on your follow-ups list. Keep them on your follow-ups list, okay? And then if they say eventually, you know what, I'm not ready, can you check in next month? Yeah, absolutely. Set a follow-up for a month from now, or in Jay's case, she's 5 stars, I'll just let her go. She'll come back in 30 days, okay? You guys with me? Now, I'm going through my back office and I see after, 3 weeks of following up, Jay has completed her purchase. She's joined the team. So how do I finish that up? How do I finish her off in Teamzy? I'm going to look her up again, go to her contact record, okay? And I'm going to log my sale by clicking sale, okay? What type of sale was it? It was a distributor kit. Now, of course, this dropdown will look different. If you have a customized version of Teamzy, it'll be some of your products. And I'm going to save that. So that just logs that we got a sale. Now I'm going to move her. She's on member type. She's a prospect. I'm going to move her over to distributor and click personally sponsored. So now I've taken Jay through the whole process, connected with her, started a conversation, had a great conversation, asked some great questions, found out what she needs, invited her to something, followed up, followed up, followed up, followed up, followed up, followed up, followed up. Now she's on my team. Now I can remove this follow-up, or maybe I want to set one, to do our initial meeting as a team member. Okay. Either way, she's now moved. She moved from my prospects list to my follow-ups list, and then she's now going to be on my distributors list. Okay. Pretty cool, right? All right. Questions. Let me go to the Q&A and see what you guys have for me. Hold on a second. If you have questions, there's already a couple in here. If you have questions, put them in the Q&A right now and I'll answer them for you guys, okay? All right. I'm not going to look at the chat till after we're off the call. So if you put a question in the chat, rewrite it in here. All right. Anonymous. Am I being hacked? Someone's named Anonymous. Just kidding. It says, when setting the income amount, if you're already making X amount per year and want to increase to XX, should we enter the increase we want or the total? That is a great question. And if I knew your name, I'd give you a high five. That's a great question. I think I would say just put in the increase. Okay. Especially if you are beyond 6 figures already in your business. I did a call today with a whole group of Juice Plus leaders, and some of them were at the very top of their compensation plan. So if you're already at that point, then I just want you to set your goal to be the increase. Okay, great. And if you're starting from scratch, put it as the total. That's a great question. Thank you for asking that. Jamie says, do we have to import from Facebook friends as we add more? For instance, I've already imported my friends list, but more added each day. Do those friends get imported automatically, or do you have to import individually from there? Great question, Jamie. Also a really good question. The ideal situation would be, once you've done your bulk import, each day you click this to add people as you're friending them, okay? And you just put them in really fast. For example, I'll show you how fast this is. Even if you can't type fast like me, it only takes a second. Boom. Uh-oh, you're in my Teamzy. Oh, look, and I didn't capitalize your last name. I can fix that right here. Easy. Okay. That's simple. Now, let's say I just met you and I want to make sure you're on my list. I'm going to put you on my follow-up list for tomorrow to do that first contact, just that first connect, like, hey, it's so great to be Facebook friends. And then maybe I'll let you fall into the Facebook flow, the Teamzy flow if we don't have a great conversation. Now, Jamie, that being said, that is the best thing to do. And then if you do it that way, you're going to get the ads that you need to get on your dashboard to get 100%. And that will bother some of you guys if you don't. But if you fall behind, Jamie, and you have added 50 people to Facebook, you can do the full import again, and Teamzy will only add the new people. It won't duplicate the people that you've already added in the past. Cassie says, can we add items to the daily section? Currently, the dailies cannot be edited. However, Cassie, that has been a pretty commonly requested improvement, and it's on our development list. Andy says, why would you ever have a sideline in your contact list? Oh, that's a good question, Andy. You would have a sideline in your contact list if it's somebody you want to have a relationship with. So Teamzy is a great way to maintain relationships. You definitely benefit. I mean, you need to have, you should definitely have a success partner or partners in your life that help you, right? They help you in your business. They provide synergy, support, encouragement, motivation. You learn from each other, you share ideas, right? So those are great reasons to keep sideline people in there so that you get a reminder to stay in touch with them. Time just flies by, right? You might also want to put people in your list that aren't your first levels. Maybe they're third levels or fourth levels, but they're emerging leaders, and you want to continue to build that relationship and encourage those people. Sometimes they're in your list. So that would be why I would do it. Now, if you are a top leader in your company and you've got 2,000 friends who are sideline people in your company, you probably do not want to keep those in your Teamzy. You want to just cherry pick the ones you want to continue a relationship with. All right. Susie says, does it show what messages you have sent? Okay, this is a great question, Susie. So as I'm talking to Jay, for example, right, I'm logging what I'm sending Jay. Now, you can go back and paste that whole conversation in later if you want it, but I don't bother with that, and I'll tell you why. Because that conversation's in Facebook. So when I get a message from Teamzy saying you're due to connect with Jay or you're due to follow up with Jay, I go to Facebook and there's my whole message. I can look at what I sent her last time. Does that make sense? Or I can look at what she said. What I sent last time is always there. So if I'm looking at Audi, for example, and I don't have record on this person because it's not a real person, but if I'm looking at this person, I can go to deactivity and I can see all of the messages that we've logged. So if I was on follow-ups, for example, Jay's still here, I can look at the activity and I can see what the last follow-up message was. So I can pick the next one type thing. Does that answer your question? But here's why I wouldn't go back and paste all the conversations in Teamzy, because you're going to be too busy. You're going to be so busy having conversations after you've used this for 2 weeks that you're going to just be like, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. Thank goodness you have a system that will keep you on top and always put the people in front of you need to be connecting with. Okay. Melanie says, I'd love for a way to have birthdays pop up on Teamzy, kind of like Facebook does. Yeah. And Melanie, the reason why we didn't put that in Teamzy is exactly this reason. Everybody uses Facebook, and it's right there in front of you already in Facebook. That's the only reason why we didn't put it in Teamzy, because we know you're already on Facebook seeing those. Now, just a quick thing on birthdays, because people ask me this all the time. Like, you know, every day Facebook gives me a half dozen people whose birthday it is today. And I do send those messages most days. I'll send those happy birthday messages. But I never log those as connects in Teamzy. And I'll tell you why. One, you should do it because it lets them know you're thinking about them. But also understand that on their birthday, most people will get 100 or more posts on their wall and or messages, which means that they are not even capable of starting a conversation with you that day. That's why I don't count it as a connect. So when somebody has a birthday come up, I wish them a happy birthday. Maybe they come back up on Teamzy 2 weeks later, and now I'm like, hey, how are you? How was your birthday? Now we can have a conversation. Does that make sense? So send the birthday message, but don't rely on that to start a conversation, because you guys know how overwhelming it is on your birthday when you get all that love. You just can't have conversations with everybody. The best you can do is say thank you very much. Appreciate it. Charity says, if you need to connect with someone that's not on the list for the day, can we add them for the day? Well, what you do is you just look them up, Charity. You just look them up. So if I wanted to look somebody up, I just look them up. Okay. Jason, I want to connect with Jason. Boom, I look him up. I log my connect with him. And, whatever the connect was, we'll just play around for a second. I log that with him, and it still counts as one of my connects for the day, right? So you can see I got my connect from Jason. So if they're on the list, just look them up and log it. If you run into somebody at the grocery store and have a great conversation, you want to log that in Teamzy, then that's a connect. You just put it in person. Susie says, you're answering my question on Facebook. Does it work that way on LinkedIn? In other words, you do your LinkedIn import one time. Then as you add people on LinkedIn, you just add them in Teamzy by clicking the little purple guy over here. Yes. And if you do the LinkedIn import again in the future, it won't re-import the people on LinkedIn. Make sense? Okay, great. Jenny says, I know we were trying to reach out personally to prospects, but if I sent the same info to several people, is there a way to record this message without having to look up each person? No. You answered your own question in the first half of your question. There's no way to impersonally send a personal message. Okay, and the concept here, the principle here, Jenny, is this. The only way to deepen a relationship is investing time and connecting with a person. Investing time and connecting with people. It's the only way to deepen a relationship. This is why blast emails, beautiful blast emails, will get 5 to 10% response rate, and why sending a message will get 50 to 75% response rate. So I understand what you're saying, and I hear you, but no, you have to do it individually. Now, I showed you it takes like 3 or 4 seconds to do each one. So you'll be able to crank through these pretty quickly, and it will mean more to people to know you're personally messaging them, okay? Now, you might send that first message to 5 people, but the conversation you have with them will all be different too, okay? By the way, there are tools that let you blast message to Facebook Messenger on business pages that are out there. We use them. You guys are going to get messages from us, but you can tell when it's a broadcast, right? You guys know. All right. The birthday thing makes sense. Thanks. You're welcome. Here's the thing you guys need to understand too, and hopefully you're kind of getting this as we're showing you these things. We wanted this to be simple. Like, we're not just adding things because we'd like to. We want to keep it uncomplicated. Every CRM out there is so complicated and overwhelming, and people hate using CRMs for that reason, even though they know they need to. Like, we're just like, we didn't put a calendar in Teamzy because nobody uses the calendar in the CRM. They use Google or they use iCal, right? And then half of you guys will argue, no, I want Google, I want iCal. So it's like, we just won't put one in then. Use your calendar, right? Makes sense? Okay. Andy says, can you add live event to the Connect so we know if they came to a live event? Well, we don't have, here's the thing. If I make that drop down much longer, then it's going to break the view on your phone. You're not going to be able to see it. It's just going to be ugly. Like, we don't want to have drop down menus go forever. So we added the ones people use the most, and then we put other. So you can just do other or in person, and then you can add a tag to it if you want, to say what they came to, or add a note to it, if that makes sense. Okay. Again, it's all about keeping it simple, not letting it overwhelm you guys, keeping it clean, right? It's super important. Susie says, thank you, this is exciting. Susie, I'm excited that you're here, and I can't wait to hear your success story. Zenobia, what a cool name. I've been reaching out to my customers, or trying to, via email. Sometimes I'll send a text. I'm not having success getting responses, and I don't have their Facebooks. Any tips? Okay, Zenobia, that's a great question. And I went through the same thing with my business, where I would get leads. The company would give me, like 3 new customers a day that came from the website, and all I had was email. And you just got to know the response rate on email is super low. I mean, how many emails did you get today, Zenobia, that you didn't even read, right? So the email response rate is at an all-time low. So you just got to do your best. If all you have is email, what I would do is, first I would take that email address and I would put it in Facebook search and see if it comes up. Sometimes it's their Facebook email, and you'll find their profile, right? And you could send them a message that says, I was hoping to connect with you here. It's Zenobia, right? The other thing is in your email, always have as part of your email, hey, I'd really like to connect on Facebook. Here's my Facebook link. Please friend me, and you'll get some people that way. But you're going to get a fraction, okay? But the goal is to get that information, or get their phone number if you can. If you can get their phone number, great. If not, if you can't get their Facebook. But just keep trying. Just keep reaching out to them, sending emails to them, and trying to connect with them. As they're more interested in connecting, you'll get better information. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. I don't have any other questions in here. Oh, wait. Zenobia likes to say is searching the email on Facebook. And their name, right? I mean, like, for example, my name's Eric Johnson. I'm not easy to find on Facebook because my name is generic, but most people don't have such generic names. But you can find, Teamzy or something. You search that and find me or whatever. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being on tonight. I know we went long, but hopefully you've got a ton of value from this. I'm going to give you guys a couple action steps real quick before you jump off. First, if you're not already in a free trial of Teamzy, you need to go get a free trial of Teamzy. It's a no-brainer. It's free, okay? After your free trial, it's 30 days free access. After your free trial, Teamzy's $29.99 a month, okay, for subscription, which is less than $1 a day to have this assisted in your business, right? Seriously, think about that for a second. If you really love it and you want to do a year in advance, you can do that and save a couple months off the price that way. So make sure that you guys are getting in your free trial. My second action step for you is, and if you're already in a free trial, get set up on your subscription so that you don't miss a beat when it's over. Second action step is I highly recommend you get a success partner, do the trial time with you. Get a success partner. Say, hey, can you do this 30 days with me? We'll hold each other accountable. We'll try this thing out. If you do this and use it for 30 days, guys, you're going to generate income even that very first month, and it'll be a no-brainer subscribing. But the accountability partner, the success partner, will hold you accountable. You guys take a little screenshot of your dashboard each day when it's complete and send it to each other. Oh my gosh, you'll be so motivated, okay? And I'll give you the third action step, which is a 5-day challenge. 5-day challenge is in 5 days in a row during your free trial, or if you're a subscriber, just do this now. 5 days in a row. I want you to connect with 20 people in 5 days. So don't skip a day. At least 20 people a day for 5 straight days. I want you to experience the momentum you can create in just a short amount of time when you start all these conversations. So those are my challenges for you guys. Get your 30-day free trial going. Get a success partner to do it with you. Hold each other accountable. And take my 5-day challenge. Connect with 100 people in 5 days. I am so excited that you guys were here. Thank you for being here with me tonight. I can't wait to hear your success stories. Make sure you join the Teamzy community and get in there as well so we can connect there. Thank you again. God bless you. Talk to you soon.